But yeah. Hello. Welcome to this new video by me, 2.5 guy. Just kidding. I am 3D one sticker man. And if you have read the manga or if you watch the anime, then you know the reference. If you don't, too bad. Just kidding. Stick around and maybe I'll explain it later in the video. Hello, quick interruption. I know I messed up, okay? I didn't quite connect the microphone correctly, and so what happens is that now everything got recorded with just the microphone that's from the camera, which obviously is not that great. It sounds like I'm in a hall, first of all, and the other thing is that when I get really close to the mic, it sounds like I'm really yelling at you. When I'm away from the mic, it sounds like I'm like, trying to whisper at you, and it's gonna be kind of difficult to hear, so I'm sorry in advance. Hopefully you still enjoy the video. Yeah, I'll try to do better next time. Sorry about that. All right, back to the video. This is gonna be somewhat of a long video, but hear me out, okay? I know I said I didn't want any figures of Nonoa. And if you've seen the thumbnail, she's not there. But truth is, she's making an appearance. Because today we have not one, not two, but if they fit, somewhat 4 2.5 figures. And the reason why Nonoa again is here is because, well, this is kind of like the Angel Paratrooper version that features all 4 characters, and it just made sense to have them all. Plus they came together in a bundle, so I guess why not? But yeah, otherwise no, I wouldn't be here, seriously. But this now brings my count to 14 freaking 2.5 dimensional damn figures, which is crazy. I never thought I would have this many. To be honest, my room now looks like the manga club in the anime, where there's manga everywhere, figures, and that's my room now with all these Lilios, because literally I have like 5 or 6 Lilios. It's crazy. Okay, but I do have to say that I kind of went hard on the anime last time with the other unboxing, and I guess kind of in preparation for this video, I sat down again, I watched the anime, and I'm still disappointed. But I'm disappointed because of the missed opportunities. Okay, the anime itself, it's actually really good. I mean, it's a freaking good anime. I'm not gonna lie. The series itself, it's one of my favorites that I'm actually following right now. And I think what hurts the most is that I know what's coming in season 2, and it hurts me deep inside. But enough of that. Let's get started with what you're here for, which is the unboxing of the Angel Paratroopers, which obviously include Ririsa Amano as Lilio. I have Mikari Tachibana as Miriel. New, and I say new because it's the first time I'm doing a figure with her, Arya Kizaki as Ariel, but not the one from the Little Mermaid, okay? This is Ariel from the Paratroopers Angel Squad. And Nonoa, who, whatever her name is, I don't know, but she's there, I mean, she's part of the club, so why not? But yeah, okay. Let's let's get started with this, because like I said, it's gonna be a long video. It's 4 figures, and yeah, it's gonna be a long one. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take Miriela. I'm gonna take Lilio, and I'm going to take Aria, or Ariel. Sorry, Ariel. You know, calling them by their, you know, names, cosplay names, except for this one. But I'm gonna start with this one because I want to get it out of the way. Okay, I just want to be done with it. You know. Okay, maybe I'm being a little bit mean. I just don't really like this character, to be honest. I don't. Okay, look, let me be honest. If you've seen my videos, you know I'm not a big fan of short hair. Okay, first of all, that's like the first red flag for me, except for 2B. 2B is the only one I accept. Other than that, everybody else, short hair, not down. Okay. And Nonoa, she's I don't know. I mean, she's a little too weird for me. And way too skinny. Like, seriously. Mikari is skinny. Nonoa, if you've read the manga, that is crazy, man. Okay? Not, you know, talking smack or anything, but it is crazy. Okay? That's all I gotta say. If you wanna know what I'm talking about, read the manga. It's crazy. Okay? So yeah, let's pull this out. Whoa, base almost fell. By the way, shipping this was crazy as well. Because these boxes are freaking huge, man. Oh. You know, you've seen all these 2.5 figures, and they all come in these huge boxes. And well, I have these 4 very, very big ones that I had to ship, and I will say it wasn't that cheap, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. And the reason I say that is because, well, if you all know, with the whole tariff situation, it's getting a little bit expensive, and that is not good at all. So yeah, I was a bit afraid that the shipping on this was going to be hella crazy, and it wasn't. So that's actually good, but these boxes are ridiculous. Anyways, boom, here is Nonoa. That's it. That's all I had to say. I mean, it's not a bad figure, okay? The color, the hair color, not bad. The blue on the figure, like the uniform and all that, I'm not really down with royal blue. I am more of a navy blue kind of guy. But I guess, you know, for the sake of, you know, because it's the uniform, it's fine. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look bad. And these little things here, it's kind of cool. You know, the gold, it actually looks really good. The painting for it to look like it's actual gold, that's pretty dope. Belt buckle's actually kind of cool too, I'm not gonna lie. I like how it does feel though. It's like that glossy feeling, which is pretty cool. Her shoes are cool. I gotta say, you know, these shoes are a lot better than like those very basic shoes on some of those other Lilio figures. So I do like this a lot better. But again, I mean, if you like Nonoa, cool. You know, if you want to have a Nonoa figure, you know, it's there. But obviously there's a lot, you know, there's better options, to be honest. But besides that, this figure is not bad. It really isn't. So with that said, you know, I'll give Nonoa a 5. Yes, I'll give her a 5. It's not a bad figure, okay? It's not a very desired figure, but it's not a bad figure at all. Which, by the way, 753. Wait, is it 7? Yeah, 753. Nagomi back there, making a return. Actually, very good figure. I mentioned that last time. Part of my top 3 dimensional figures. So, yeah, you know, she's actually making a little appearance there. I think the next one that I will go with is Miriela, which is obviously Mikari. And this is my... What is this? Actually, now that I think of it, I don't think I have another Miriela figure where she's actually in this kind of outfit. Like, I have the Mikari, like, school uniform one. I have the Miriela very lewdish. I don't know if that's a word I created right now. Very lewd outfit. And I think this is actually my first... Yes, it is actually my first official, you know, full outfit, I guess you can say. Miriela. So that's kind of cool. And actually, you know what? I'm actually really down with this one because I enjoy black. I really do. So the fact that her outfit is black, I think that's kind of cool. Mikari, you know, she's a how can I say? She's a decent character. Watching the anime, you know, she's kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, but not my choice for character for the main character to end up with, to be honest. Even though, you know, she has some history with him and stuff, but, you know, she's just kind of a cool character there. So yeah, let me go ahead, open this up so that I can show you an outfit together with these very basic white bases. And I have to figure this out. By the way, I gotta show you this because this is actually pretty funny. I don't know if you can see. There's a very small, if I can focus, there's a very small, right here, where the figure connects. That's crazy. She's kind of like tippy-toeing, which is why it's like that, I'm assuming. It's just funny, not gonna lie. I feel like that is really not going to hold as much, but I'm going to put it and we'll see. And with that said, here is Miriela, Mikari, Tachibana, Angel, Paratrooper version, which, Jesus, I feel like she's gonna fall over. Look how she's leaning. Oh, okay. I'm a little scared, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared, but she seems like she's kind of there. And then this right here, this is where that very small one is at. So kind of scary there. And not because she's, you know, she's doing that. I know she's doing that. She's trying to be scary, but that's not scary about the figure. What's scary is that she's kind of leaning, and I feel like at some point she's just gonna fall over. So yeah, I did not notice that. But other than that, very nice figure. I do realize that the black is not really black. It's kind of like, I will probably call it like a very dark purple, to the point where it's almost black, but it's not black, but yet it's more than purple. And I do gotta say, this figure though, it is kind of, it's the painting on it, most of it's not bad, but right here, I don't know if you can tell, right here, there's the paintings, I don't know, it seems kind of like they messed up. Here too, like the line is kind of coming out a little bit. Looks kind of weird there too, like some white on there. I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably the color, of the paint that's used for this figure that it looks like that, or the combination of like that pink with that, like, again, very, very, very dark purple. But yeah, from far away, it doesn't look that bad. When you get up and look at it, from close up, you can kind of, see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys were able to tell, but it's kind of there. So with that said, I'm trying to think. Should I stay or should I go? No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I kind of want to give her a 4 for that, but you know what? I'm gonna wait on it. I'll wait on it till the end. I'll see how she stands out compared to the other 2 figures, and then from there, I'll kind of make a decision whether it's kind of bad or it's not that bad. We'll see. Okay. Next one. So, given that Lilio is, the main Paratrooper girl, I would say that I would open her last, but I've done a lot of Lilio figures now, and you've probably seen a lot of Lilio figures by now. So I am gonna do Lilio next because I want to leave Ariel for last, because I don't have another figure. This is my first Ariel figure or first Aria figure, and I really like her outfit. So I kind of want to just leave that one for last, to be honest. So let's just go ahead and move on with Lilio. This is figure numero 3. And just as this Miriella, this Lilio is kind of leaning towards a little bit, towards the front. I don't think it's as much as that one, but we'll see right now. We will see. We will see right now. Okay. Let's get this big old box away from here. And as always, Lilio unboxing. I know, it's crazy. If you guys have seen all my 2.5 figure unboxings, thank you, because I know I've done a lot. And it's crazy to sit here and just watch videos of me doing unboxings, but for those of you that do, hey, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it, because feels good to have some support out there, or people watching and kind of liking what you're doing. So that's pretty dope. But with that said, boom, Lilio. Yes, not as bad as Miriella. I don't feel like this Lilio is gonna fall over. She is a little bit, but there's much better support down here as opposed to that one with a very little support on there, which is kind of crazy that they did it this way. I mean, what can I say? The white and pink looks really good. Those shoes are hella ugly, man. I do not like those shoes, man. Hold up, let me actually. No, there you go. Yes, these shoes hella ugly, man. I don't like that. I wish they were like that. But the rest of it is pretty nice. Her wings there, pretty simple, pretty basic. The only thing that I noticed here was her shirt here. how can I say, like, it has this very like what's that word, man, I can't figure out the word, where it's like man, I can't remember, but whatever, it just, the way it looks, I feel like, yes, they're trying to create that effect, you know, the way it looks. Man, I cannot, oh, what is that word? Wrinkled. Okay, wrinkled was the word I was looking for. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, but yes, wrinkled was the word I was looking for. It has that wrinkled effect, but it seems like it's a little bit too much wrinkled. And I mean, Lilio is I don't know, I guess I can say she's a little bit busty. Okay, so even though there is some wrinkled in that area, it's not as much because it's kind of a tight fit. And here it seems like it's kind of looser than it should be, or more wrinkled. So that's kind of weird. That's really the only thing I have on this figure. Her face looks nice, really nice. Yeah, man, I can't believe I couldn't figure out that word. But anyways, that's the third figure. And actually, you know, despite the, you know, wrinkle situation, I think that's a 5. It's a good figure. Not, I will say, not the best Lilio figure compared to some of the other ones that I have, but still good, you know. Okay, one more, guys. Let's do this. This time it's Arya Kizaki, or Ariel, in the cosplay. And this is the one that I actually wanted. If you've seen my other video, the previous one to this, I actually mentioned that I wanted this figure. And it just so happened that this figure came with like all these other ones, so I just said, okay, let's do all of them. But this is the one I was you know, kind of waiting for. So yeah, okay, there it is. So with that said, let's continue unboxing this, and let's see how this Ariel figure looks like. Hopefully it's a good one. And you know, it's pretty good, not gonna lie. Let me put this in here. And ready, one, two, Jesus, I feel like this figure is so huge, man. I mean, I know she's kind of big, but damn. Okay, ready, 1, 2, 3, go. Boom, there. That is Ariel, or Arya Kizaki. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Very nice figure. I love that red hair, the red eyes, you know, contacts, whatever. Really nice. But this figure looks really good. I think just a simple pose, a lot better than like these other poses, which, I mean, I'm not saying these are bad poses, but something like this it's just nice. Outfit really cool, the yellow with the white, and then you know, what's supposed to be black, it's more of like, again, it's that like very, very, very dark purple, because it's not like black, okay. If you want to see black, that's black over there, to be. This is not black, okay. I don't know if you can tell that in the, you know, video, but I mean, it's not a complaint really, whatever. It's still different, it still looks good. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice figure, and like I said, she's really big. I mean, obviously, you know, Noah's a lot skinnier than her, but she feels like she's like, I don't know, she just feels like she's really big compared to the other ones, which is not a complaint at all whatsoever. It's actually pretty good. I like that. And I like her stomach area, how it looks. you know. Not really an app situation, which, you know, to be honest, I'm not really into, you know, characters who have like abs, you know, women characters, female characters having abs. I'm not really into that. So this is kind of like what I'm okay with. So that's actually really nice. And those boots look dope. Okay. You know, I'm okay with that. That looks really nice. This is really cool. I'm okay with this. I don't like those shoes, those heels, those pink heels. I don't like them, but these boots are really cool. One of the things I'll say is that it's really cool how all these characters, even though they are, you know, from the same like Paratrooper thing or whatever, they are all different, you know, or really I would say these two are kind of the same-ish, but, you know, Nonoa and Ariel, Arya, whatever, all their outfits are different. So that's kind of cool. Like, it's not like they're basically, you know, different characters, but it's like the same outfit. Like, it's actually changing. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, Lilio and Miriela is really kind of the same. You know, if anything, it's just a color that's different. But even then, you look at them, they all look different, and that's cool, because when you want to display these, you know, if you're, you know, obviously displaying them as like the group, it's kind of cool that they all look different, and, you know, I don't know, it's just cool. If you've seen the anime, this is their Comiket outfit that they all wear once the whole group kind of comes together and they have their first Comiket. Is it their first Comiket? I believe it's their first Comiket. And yeah, that's when they're like, it's funny, but they're like super out of sync at first, you know, because they don't know what the hell to do, to be honest. Eventually they kind of get the rhythm going and all that, and then, you know, it gets better, but at first it's kind of rough. That kind of looks like what's going on right here. It looks like it's kind of rough because their poses are all different, but, you know, they're figures. Okay, I'm not judging. I'm not here to take pictures and be like, hey, you know, whatever, it's fine. Okay, I'm just saying in the anime. Okay, if you guys watch the anime, that's kind of what happens. So, you know, spoiler alert on that, if you haven't seen it, sorry. But yeah, I mean, that is the Angel Paratrooper squad for 2.5, and that is now 14 figures, like I said. But with all that said, you know, for those of you who stuck around this long, I know the video's a little bit long, I mean, longer than usual, but for those of you who've stuck around this far, I do want to say thank you for watching the whole video of me unboxing all of these figures, and, you know, me doing my little monologues, listening to them, and of course, if you remember, I did say that I would kind of explain the whole 2.5 3D situation, but you know what, we're running out of tape. Okay, so I will leave it for the next video. And yes, I am saying the next video, or the next 2.5 dimensional video, because there will be another one. Yes, more. As a matter of fact, for those of you who stuck around, I'm gonna give you a little preview, and it is, boom, another Lilio and Miriela version. This time beach. I don't know exactly what this version is, but it's, you know, when they're on the beach and, you know, whatnot. But that will be for another video. So that was just a sneak peek. And you know what? If you've stuck around this far, I'm gonna give you even more of a sneak peek. I'm gonna say, look out for Albedo in this very, very cool outfit. That is very, yeah, it's just very, you know, very, and, you know, teacher of the year Albedo as well, because, you know, why not? So yeah, I guess just as like a little sneak peek. But yeah, okay, I think at this point that is it. Again, thank you Please like and subscribe. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. I did not give Ariel a score. But of course she's a 5. Come on, how could she not be a 5? She's a 5. And you know what? Just because I'm feeling good, it's a good unboxing. You know, I got, you know, more figures. Immediately I'll give you a 5 as well. So you know what? 5s all around. You know, these figures are actually pretty good, guys. Again, I've mentioned these figures are pretty good. I've had my issues with, yeah, I'd say one of them, but 1 out of 14, that's not bad. So if you like 2.5 dimensional seduction like I do, and you want to have these figures, specifically the Angel Paratroopers, I definitely recommend. They're really good. So that's all I have to say now. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.